Hello, my garden, what you've got, friends. How is everyone today? It's the day after Christmas. Yay, we made it through another Christmas. Today I wanted to show you just a tip, a kitchen tip, something that usually gets thrown away, or you don't purchase it this way. You spend an extra couple dollars for shrimp without the shells because you think that's worth it. Well, I think this is worth it. I buy my shrimp with the shells. You can see that that's shrimp. You get one that's really big and open. You can see that that was a colossal shrimp. And this is about 1 pound of shrimp. Shells. Excuse me. And what I do is I go ahead and after I've shelled them, taken the shells off the shrimp, I put them in 2 cups of water. I use basil, oregano, celery seed, and thyme. I bring my water to a boil. I go ahead and I put the shells in the water and I let those cook and really get some of that, good flavor, herbs and what have you, actually on the shells. Take that out. It provides that water with a great base flavor. And then, I have a strainer and I go ahead and strain that out. And then I use that liquid and I cook my shrimp in there like really fast, a couple minutes tops. Then I take that out. Now I've got this great liquid. Now, most people just throw that away because they go, well, okay, just throw that down the drain. You can use it in two ways. You can let that cool and give it to your plants, and it has some chitin in it. It has all those herbs in it. Or I like to take it and I use it as a base for my clam chowder soup. And oh my, that really just adds all this flavor to it. I'm sure it adds some health benefits to it also. That's not what we're here for today. So we're going to move all back to the side. All I want to show you is that I'm going to put this in my NutriBullet. I think there were 17. So each one was almost an ounce. So anyway, I take the shells, and if I'm heating my oven, I go ahead and strain them, obviously, get them as dry as possible. And then I put them in a pie pan. You can put it in any kind of thing, but pie pan, I don't care if this gets dirty or whatever. If it's stained, eventually it'll get put out for recycling, because you can recycle aluminum foil pans. But what I am going to do is I'm going to grind this down for my worms, and it adds chitin back to their system. And chitin is that crustacean, any bugs, any any insects have that skeleton, and the skeletal system has chitin in it, just the same as these shells do. Hang on. Hold your ears. I like to pulse it rather than just having the motor running and running and running. I think that's... And I see it then start to really go down, and I know we've got it all. I do the same thing with my coffee bean grinder. One more. Oops. By the way, I could give this, and I feed this to my worms. But I could give it to them whole. I could give them the shells, and the worms would break it down. They're good little creatures. But if I do this, and I just the fragrance, it's a seafood restaurant fragrance. Now I did look this up, Dr. Google. I did look it up, and it says that while chitin is edible, even for humans, it doesn't have a whole lot of benefits to it. I was under the impression that it did, that it was kind of a protein that, but apparently I don't know if our intestinal systems can't ingest that and break it down and give us the benefits or what. But I will take this and add it to my worm bands. I'll just kind of sprinkle it over. It I can't actually say that it acts as a Brit, although it's softer than if you feel it like that, it's much softer than eggshells. Eggshells, I think, even if I take it down to almost a powder, you can still feel that grittiness to it. But this actually feels a little less like sand and a little more like powder, true powder. And I could probably break that down even more. I'm feeling a few little pieces. But the worms will just take that and will love it. So if you're going to use it that way, there is a lot of Asian cooking where they actually will use the shells, like in their soups. They say that a lot of the chitin that is used in Oriental cooking, it gets kind of like people will say it's chewy. And we used to feed them. We had, Labradors, and oh my goodness, those were the treats of the day. And I figured there probably aren't any calories in it, or not very many, and so it was really good for the animals. I mean, they need stronger bones too. So anyway, that was all I wanted to show you, was that we had I made shrimp, and I think we're going to have something like shrimp and grits tonight for dinner, and maybe a side salad. And so I'm certainly not going to throw that away. And the broth that I had made, I did make clam chowder soup, and oh, that was just delicious. You can tell such a difference. Now that's New England clam chowder soup, and they say use milk or cream. Well, those are pretty heavy. Those are pretty heavy things. I'll add a little bit of milk to it, but I also add the liquid, and it makes it a little bit thinner. But I think it really, these cans are a little expensive. I think they're $4 for something for a can, and that's a lot more than good old Campbell's or whoever's having their sale. But I think it's a better quality, and so I try to stretch that just a little bit more. So anyway, I hope that helped. I hope that's your tip of the day, and that you enjoyed it, and that when you see the shrimp at the cheaper price with the shell on, you think, well, if I don't throw it away, gee, I could really make something out of it. So anyway, take care, everybody. Remember, garden what you've got, and come back and see me again real soon, because I'll be here. Take care. Bye-bye.